guys, it's Emily from DC Sound Attack. We're here at Uprising Festival at the O2 Academy Leicester, and I'm here with the wonderful Cherry from Defences. Hello. Oh my goodness, how are you? How are you? How are you doing?
I'm
You
doing
good?
good.
Do you feel excited? Oh, stunning, amazing. You know what? I wish that we had longer because there's so much that I could ask you to talk about. But you know what? I think.
Do it again.
Oh God! It's the same time next year. Same time. You know what? I think this is might be like a cheesy bait question that you get asked a lot, but especially with you, where does all of your influences, inspirations come into play? What have you? It might be something you've been brought up on. It might be something you've discovered recently. What is your go-to artist and band inspiration influence for what you do?
Growing up, it was Paramore, and Hayley Williams
Amazing.
specifically, for me personally, was always a huge inspiration, lyrically, as well as, you know, kind of the energy that she brings to her performance. That was always a really big one for me.
Amazing.
And then on the heavier side of things, bands like Architects, older Bring Me the Horizon were really influential for me. More modern, like, you know, thinking more about today, Spirit Box is a really big one. Again, very, very powerful woman at the front of that band.
Representing.
And,
Love it.
yeah, incredibly inspirational. And probably Sleep Token overall as well, from like a art perspective.
Nice.
Yeah, really love those guys.
Awesome, that's great. I think it really ties in with how much, obviously, again, I bet you get this a lot, but you are really doing a lot for the alternative scene, metal scene. As a massive Pierce the Veil fan myself, when I found you guys, I was like, you know what, like...
We actually did a cover of one of their songs years ago.
Oh my gosh, which one was that?
I think it was King for a Day. Yeah.
Oh,
it wasn't very good.
You know what,
but we
right,
did
guys,
do
no,
it.
you know what, like, that needs to be discussed. Okay, if you haven't already seen it.
I'm not sure if it's anywhere on the internet.
Okay.
Don't try and find it.
Bless you. Oh, that's amazing. I think from listening to your stuff, it really has shaped a kind of new sound. Again, I bet that, you know, so many people will say to you, like, oh, you're paving the way, you're doing so much. But I think it's just really helping with so much more representation of what metal can be and what you want it to be, and shining a light on the struggles, the ups and downs, and how you're influenced by that as well, and how you can help other people with that. You seem like to have a really committed fan base as well, which is lovely to see.
We do.
And
Our fans are awesome.
I mean, like, again, your vocals are stunning, as I'm sure that you're told a lot. I'm really intrigued to know, for all fellow vocalists out there as well, what is your warm-up routine, like pre-gig? Any pre-gig rituals, warm-up routines?
Yeah, it's fairly simple. I'm a Melissa Cross girl, so I use the Melissa Cross warm-ups, but not all of them. I have a select few that I do.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's pretty much just do that, do a couple stretches, and then breathe, because I get really nervous before shows. Really
You don't show it, but you do a really good job of not, because that's
Thank
amazing.
you. So yeah, it's just about trying to calm the nerves in that like half an hour before we go on.
Amazing. That's great. Okay, guys, yeah, it goes. No, all girl boss energy here. Okay, like, geez. I think for seeing you guys have toured quite extensively, and you've done so much in such a short space of time, which is incredible to see. The coverage you've had, press, the campaigns, Kerrang. I mean, all of this thing. How do you kind of cope with that, in the sense of when so much happens in a short space of time? Do you guys kind of reflect back on the early days and you're thinking, okay, we've come a long way?
Oh yeah, of course we do.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we've been doing this for over 10 years now, and it has.
It's mad to think about, in the sense of,
And yeah, it's definitely, you know, been hard at times, and we've been put through our paces a lot, and so it's really cool that we're lucky enough to start to have some of the opportunities that we're getting, because it kind of makes it feel like it's all been, like, you know, really, really worth it, and for something, and like, you know, there is like a higher goal to keep working towards. So yeah, we definitely have moments, you know, we've had moments this year where we've kind of turned to each other and gone, guys, we're a real band. Like, we're actually like doing this.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. I think, do you have any of those pinch me moments that you'd say was a highlight for you, of maybe a gig, a festival, an interaction with a fan? What's the kind of pinch me where you're like, okay, that just happened?
There are a fair few, but I mean, I think the biggest one for me was going out to Europe for our first like proper run earlier this year with a band called Estelle, and
which I saw that was, if you haven't
was
already
so
checked out,
fun. It was really good,
gorgeous.
and I love those guys. So first time like headlining or co-headlining shows in Europe, and we had people at every single show singing along to our songs. that was absolutely insane. That was really awesome. And then I think another one for me personally, we played a show with Magnolia Park earlier this year. They did a one-off headline in London, and we were support for them. And I was lucky enough to get to go out for a feature on one of their songs, Animal. And when I walked out on stage, everyone cheered, and like it was a sold-out show at the Garage, and so it was a packed room, and everyone just cheered when I walked on the stage, and I was like, oh my god!
Wow, I remember seeing that video, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is
really
doing
cool.
so much right now. I think especially not just for women, but for people in general, for how to kind of push the boundaries and see what passion can really, really do.
Yeah.
And I think I'd love to know how do you, I guess in the scene where you face a lot of, it goes without saying, but you face a lot of discrimination, you face a lot of misogyny. How would you recommend as advice to people, young musicians, fellow vocalists, how would you recommend for people to kind of drown out the noise in a sense that you've been able to do brilliantly?
Thank you.
And from seeing from social media as well, you just channel such a cool, calm, collected girl boss energy. How would you give advice to people to say, you know what, like if you're ever in this position, because you're just boom, boom, boom. The
most important thing is just to believe in yourself, honestly, because you are going to have people doubt you or tell you that you shouldn't be there or that you can't do it. But if you believe in yourself strong enough and for long enough and you don't stop, then eventually they're going to be proven wrong, because you'll keep doing what you're doing. Like I do feel like part of the reason that we have had the success that we've had is just because we haven't stopped. There are so many bands, even like friends of ours, that have just disappeared over the last 10 years. So many bands have kind of just stopped doing for whatever reason. And I think if you just keep going, then eventually something's going to happen, because your passion's behind it, and that is the driving force of everything. So
wow, that's amazing. Oh, it's so lovely and uplifting to hear, I think, especially guys that you're in your position that you are, and having such a platform to advocate for what you want to say and what you know is right, and you can kind of make sure that people are aware that this is what you stand for, and that you're here to, you're here to deliver,
Exactly.
and you guys do every single time.
Thank you.
The praise has just been amazing.
Thank you so much.
One question that I'm asking all the bands today as well, and that I'm really fascinated by, but especially with you guys, I'd love to know, say you've got quite a lot of catalogue, say if there was a fan that, say, you've got fans that absolutely love you guys, there's a person that comes up to you and says, I want to start getting into you guys, I want to start listening, and this is the first time I've seen you live maybe.
Okay.
What song would you recommend them of your catalogue to get into? It's like an introduction to Defences. Like, if you want to get into us, this is the song you should start with. This is like your introduction to Defences.
I'm going to go with The Curse. It's the first song on our latest album, Shadowlight, and I feel like that album is a very, very good representation of the kind of band that we are, because it is pretty much everything that we've wanted to do up until this point musically, and it's definitely way more evolved than our first and second albums. And that song is a very good mix, I think, of all of the different things that we do. You've got the kind of melodic, softer
Gold
side.
I love that track, honestly. I thought, you know what, that's released November last year as well, really recent in terms of with the musically. But I think that's quite fascinating to hear, I think.
But it also has it's got the chuggy guitars, the riffy guitars, it's got its heavy moments, and then it's also got a lot of like synthy electronic elements, and all of that is like the kind of foundation of the Shadowlight album. So I would say The Curse.
I love that. There's a raw emotionalness to it as well, and I think your vocals just really showcase in such a beautiful way. And you're doing such amazing things, and I think that you are just going to keep going and going and going. And I just, honestly, you're going to be seeing a lot more of defences in the future, I think, guys, because you need to get on this if you haven't already.
For
okay,
sure.
you need to be tuned in, listening. Okay, thank you so much, Cherry, for your time. Thank you to Cherry, and you know what? I can't wait to see you guys. Like, it's going to be amazing.